What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are on a fantastic day today. And today we have a very interesting, really good video to go over for you guys today. So I hope you guys are excited for today's video. If you guys are, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any content to come. We have a super interesting video for you guys. This is a very interesting topic that's been going around, and it's going to be really good. But first and foremost, you probably noticed something different. I do have a new camera. This is my brand new phone. This is my iPhone 12 Pro Max, and it has the 0.5 or 18 millimeter camera, which I think looks really nice. So I decided to utilize it in this frame right here. So let me know if you guys like this or you liked it a little more zoomed in. Nevertheless, really excited to get into today's video, guys. We have a lot of great stuff to go over today, so I hope you guys are excited for it. And man, this topic is very interesting, as I'm sure you guys could tell. So the 1:400 scale Delta Connection Montbéarnais CRJ-900. Oh my goodness, this model, it's incredible. There's really nothing more to say. This model is insane how valuable it is and everything like that. So let's go over a little timeline with the Delta CRJ-900. So I'm sure you guys know of the GeminiJets 1:400 scale Delta Connection Montbéarnais CRJ-900 November 697 Charlie Alpha. This model was released by GeminiJets in 2008 or 9. It was around that time frame. And at this time, GeminiJets didn't make large quantities of models, and usually all their stuff really sold out pretty quick. So it was really hard to get your hands on something if you didn't get it before, you know, it went. If you didn't get it before it got sold out, of course. So obviously, very difficult situation, but as time progressed, as more and more people started to create model airports, and just in general, people were really looking for the Delta Connection CRJ-900, and they realized that it was one of the most valuable models. So as that progressed, the people that do have the Delta CRJ-900 was like, well, this may be a good opportunity. So they started to go on eBay here and there, and they were starting to sell at pretty large prices for 1:400 models in general, especially a regional jet at that. So people were really kind of surprised by it, I guess. But let's go over a brief timeline, because what I mainly want to talk about today is the recent splurge of the prices. So let's begin. Let's start in around 2015 till let's go up to middle of 2019, because this is the time frame I'm not completely sure about. But to my knowledge, the models at this time frame were selling from around $100 to $200 per model. I remember bidding on one back in 2014 or 15. I got pretty close, but I'm pretty sure it sold for about $115 or so. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to win that one, but when it did come on eBay, it went for a lot. And this progressed all the way until now, where we are here in 2009 or middle of 2019. This is when I really started to pay attention to it. In October, I got mine for a whopping $93, which is honestly a pretty good deal looking at it now. And then everything just steadily progressed up until February. We had that one go for $400. If you guys remember the old outro, there was a screenshot of it where it went for $400. That's one of the most expensive up until that point that I know of. Absolutely bizarre, crazy how expensive that these models were going for, and people really couldn't believe it. And when they did go on eBay, they went for high prices, like I said. So we got to that. We had an intermission between February and June and July, where I don't think any of them came up in 2020. And then that one came up in June or July that was about $100 total for a buy now, and that went within an hour. So everything was progressing very quickly. So this led us to more recent times. A couple more went up, and I think they went for about $100 to $200. I think one went for $315, somewhere in that range. So they were still selling at their normal price points. And then things definitely got pretty crazy. So let's take a look at some recent listings. Okay, so let's start with some more recent listings. I have the filter here to where it shows all the aircraft that have been sold, but unfortunately it only goes back so far, so we can't see completely everything. But here's a brief rundown. October 20th, $255 right here. Let's just take a quick look here and just look at the bids and just see what we have. This is pretty typical. This is about what you're gonna see. This one from Lexington. And as you can tell, a variety of bidders here, and it went up at a consistent pace. Good time intermissions here. Something went here kind of odd, but that was only, okay, so it is different prices, my bad. So everything's looking pretty legit. This is what they would normally sell for, about $255. So, okay, looking good. and legit and everything like that. The next one, $300. Okay, that's a little more than normal. This was on November 11th. Just taking a look, this one went well. This one from Ohio. And looking at the bids, again, started at $80. This guy knew what he was doing, progressively steadied up into the hundreds, and into the 200s, and then barely cracked 300 at its final selling price. Okay, dang, that's pretty impressive. And then a couple guys, about 3 or 4. So it's like, okay, everything's going pretty well until the next day. $1,000. Yes, 4 digits. $1,000 is what this says. On November 12th at 10:39. $1,000. Here's now we'll talk about more in a minute what I think if they're real or false. We do have some evidence here of one of them that I will show here in a minute. But let's take a look. 72 bids. 72 bids. Okay, let's look into a little more. 72 bids in a 7-day intermission. Okay, so it started at 28, then progressively got up here into the hundreds. We went into the 200s, into the 300s, and this is where it got crazy. Into the 400s, then we go from 450 to 550, and this is where it gets really unusual. Into the 600s, into the 700s, and then this kind of is interesting because the last couple here, all by the A2 users, so I'm not sure exactly, in very close time frames, still up into the thousands. And then there's one bid here for 1,000 by 05. This one I'm not sure about because it's all A2 for the last pretty much ever since it was $500, but I mean, like, wow. So I'm not sure. That's kind of interesting. So people kind of were like, what, huh, and people didn't know. And this one came from Washington. So people were like, okay, who knows? I can't prove on that one. The next one though, $1,600.
Bruh.
I am beyond dumbfounded.
$1,600 on November 30th. Okay, let's take a look at the bids. This is absolutely ridiculous. Now this one, I feel like this one was legit, and I'll tell you why. We do have proof, and I'm going to talk a little bit about somebody, actually the seller, because you guys will see in a minute. Okay, starting at $80, knows what he's doing. Into the hundreds we go, progressively. Big jump right here, but max bid, I think. 500, 600, 800, 900. Big price jumps, but still. $1,000 broke. $1,200 or $1,100, $1,200, $1,300, $1,500, $1,600. But here's the thing. That's an insane amount of money. People on the Facebook group, let's take a look at it. People were losing their minds. This just, or not like in a bad way, but just in shock. So here is the Facebook post. So everybody's been posting in the Facebook groups. I recommend joining this one, these couple. I'll put them in the description for the links. 1 to 400 scale model aircraft world. This is where most of the people are, from my knowledge. There's like 5,000 people in here, and people, multiple posts here, memes, pretty funny ones on that. But look at all these comments. Let's take a look at these comments. I don't understand. I have no idea if these are real. And then here's a pretty much conversation. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but pretty much we go into detail here about if the bids are real or not. And then just absolutely insane. Unbelievable. Then the next post, if you guys don't mind, I'll scroll up to it. Yes, as you can tell, here it is. This is at $820 on that listing. And people just like, wow, why, crazy. What's so special about the CRJ-900'S, so people didn't know? So some people are just, I don't know if they're jealous, or I'm not trying to call anybody out, not trying to call out Gordon or any of these guys, but some people do not think that a model, I guess people have different perspectives on this, because most people can agree that the Delta CRJ-900 is obviously, or as of for what's special about it, people are looking for it for the model airports. It's as simple as that. That's the main thing. But also people are just looking at for their general collections. So some people, like Gordon, not calling out, just saying, some people will say, no, there's nothing, there's nothing special about the model. And then some people will say, you know, it's a piece of junk. But some most people are just shocked why it's so high, but most people, I think on this Facebook group, don't see the whole picture of the people looking to make model airports. And then we have a whole conversation here about, just looks like just a variety of topics there. And just really how crazy the prices are. So again, just once again, people just like, wow, and shocked, which there's no problem with that whatsoever. And then, yes, this one, here's the other post about it, about the price. What makes it so remarkable? No clue why it has so valuable. Once again, I don't know what the deal is. So there's people really wondering about it. So I'm gonna clear it up because we're on the topic. We'll go to the next one in a minute about the clarification. I'm gonna cover why I believe this model is getting bidded up so high. So obviously it was in the $150 to $300 price range. Okay, very acceptable, reasonable, everything like that. Awesome. So everything was normal until right here. What happened? Why did this one get up to $1,000? Here's my theory on this whole situation. This could just be false or not false, but you know, it could definitely be wrong. It probably is. This is just what my assumption is. I have no clue what the actual situation is. This is just my guess. I don't know why I think this, but this is like the only conclusion I can come to, is that somebody is trying to make an Atlanta or a Minneapolis, and it's literally like, I'm not gonna lose one of these. I'm just gonna bid it up. And it's like two of them are doing it. Like one person is trying to do Minneapolis and the other person is trying to do Atlanta. And they're just having this counteract back and forth, like the 2A person, because he's been, I think he was on all three of these listings. I may be wrong on that, but I thought he was on all three of these listings. May have to dive a little deeper into it. But, you know, let's look at it one more time actually, just to take the clarification and see if we see any in common. Okay, so let's keep the 8 and the V7. So those are the big ones right here. And then the ID wanted, okay, big deal. And then the 300, this was on November 11th, a little bit later. I think the 40 was on there, but a variety of numbers here, okay. But no 2A for this one. And then we go to that third one, which had 72 bids. Now the 2A, let's see here. I think the I2 was on that first one, could be wrong. I think 8.6 was also on there, but obviously the price was much lower. So interesting stuff. And then the final one that sold for $1,600 here, as we can tell, 4A is here. So I really don't know. Did the TO win that second one? I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry for doing that. I didn't mean to get off it, but I was just trying to see. I thought I saw it somewhere. Okay, so it appeared to be that it's a variety of bidders, so maybe that theory is false, but it's just something like that. It's like, why does it have such an instant spike within that short of an interval where it goes from $300 to $1,000? With the 72 bids, this one, I'm not sure. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I'll show you why this one is legit here in about 2 minutes. This one real quick, I just don't know what the deal is. 72 bids is a lot on a 7-day duration. I don't know. With all the 2As at the top, I'm not sure about that one. This one I can vouch for, 36 bids. This seems more legit around this range, like what we would see. So let's head over here. Let's talk about Matthew Miner for a minute here. So I want to give a huge shout out to Matthew Miner. He was actually the guy that recommended this video topic. I've talked to him. I bought a model from him. Hopefully he's going to be here soon. But Matthew's an awesome guy, great guy in the Facebook group. So I want to say thank you for requesting this video idea. And we're going to talk about this because he has a big a big presence in this whole situation. So Matthew has an impressive collection. There's nothing more to say. It is beyond impressive. So obviously, I'm going to read this out first and then I'll back it up with the proof on top of that. So here's Matthew. He's been very present through the Facebook groups. I think this is the summer. He's always been posting here a little bit. So he's in both these groups. This is the other group where he confirmed the information. This is the model aircraft selling group, no entries, or no answers, no entries. And this has 3,600 people in it. Okay, so he has clarification here. We'll be talking about him more in a future video, and he's going to be selling some models as well. So we'll talk about that more in a future video, and I'll talk about it a little more at the end, but just for this instance. He says, PSA for all collectors interested in the DAL CRJ-900 market. I've seen a lot of posts regarding this model. Is it overpriced right now? I would say so. Nevertheless, I'm here to comment on whether it's worth it or not. Everybody has their own opinions. Some people will not pay $50 for a 1:400 scale model. Others are happy to pay over $100 over and over for nice examples. Say what you want about it. I'm here to give you all the facts and nothing more. Plenty of people are speculating these are fake bidders, it is a hoax, etc, etc. Some people are asking questions, shocked and all. I get it. Hopefully this will put it all to rest. It's legit. Why should you listen to me? I sold the plane. Big time. But we'll back that up here in a minute. Nobody was bidding on the item with fake accounts or anything of the sort. It was a legitimate offer. Yes, the buyer is legitimate. He paid and the model was shipped. Furthermore, the transaction was extremely smooth. Nothing but smooth communication and a very reputable buyer. I will not give out any personal information whatsoever on the transaction, buyer, etc. The privacy of the model will be honored and kept between the buyer and me. Thanks for reading. If you have any further questions and you would like to talk about the model, you're welcome to PM me. And he has a screenshot provided of the model that he sold. Okay. So we do have a variety of comments on this post that we can look at here. So he said he used to have it, so very interesting. I said thank you for the clarification. Great as you as a seller, thank you for posting. Just talks about a re-release here in that paragraph. Would be greatly appreciated. Indeed. Can I get a tad bit more information on exactly why it sold for $1,600? Is it rare? A limited run? Was this just expensive for non-built? Produced a while back, a low quantity run for GJ. Also, it's a very popular plane for that. Still files in this livery today. Basically, 90+% of these have settled with people who intend to keep them forever. Hard to get them. I would also add on top of that, that was perfectly fine for just a broad statement. I would also add on top of that, I would have added a nice little, a couple sentences about the model airport factor and how people are looking for them for the model airports. I could be completely wrong on somebody willing to pay that for a model airport plane, rather I should say, but I would have to think that that's got to be at least somewhat factored into it because it's been talked about so much throughout our community, not only on the Facebook groups, but also in the YouTube community, the Instagram community. There's probably something on Twitter, everywhere, Discord, you name it. It's always been talked about. So if it's not a factor, I would be beyond dumbfounded, but I would have to think that's somewhat of a factor. Antonio goes on to say, very odd, 5,000 models, wow. Never seen it. So that kind of shows that this is beyond crazy. And it was $28 back in the day. Read above. Finally located the plane. Yeah, that's kind of what my theory was too. Two people to bid up on, two people to think that's worth bidding up on, which is potentially possible. But for this one, no. This one I think is obviously legit. He has the proof here. I'm going to show you one more piece of evidence that supports the claim. And then this one as well, we'll talk about this a little more. He claims that he has had clarification for the purchase of the model right here, that this was his, which obviously we don't have the full proof, but here's the supporting claim. So here is all of his posts here on the group. He's been here for a while, actually quite a bit. Obviously just some typical generic stuff, but it's been pretty obvious. But I'm going to show you one post in particular that really shows the claim that he's legit, of course. These screenshots right here. This collection is absolutely incredible. I'll talk about this one here in a minute, but look, here it is right here. This bottom corner, he has 3. This was on November 25th, so he obviously probably had an assortment. I'm not sure exactly how he got these models. I cannot clarify the full story on that, but it does go to show that he is legit. Now this one I can't clarify for the Southwest screenshot. I talked to him, I actually bought a model from him. We'll be talking more about that in an upcoming video, but to put it shortly, he bought these as a lot. That's why he has an assortment of Triple Crown 1s here. I think he has 3 in this picture and so many 700 hearts. I'm not sure how he got it from or how he exactly got it, but I did buy one model from him. We'll talk about that more in a future video, but obviously he's legit. That's pretty much the bottom store. And then we'll talk about more about his sellings in a moment, but he does have an assortment of models up here listed. So yeah, that goes to show. Can't completely confirm this one, but I would think so. This one for sure, no doubt about it, with that tab that we had. And then he already has 3, so I would think so. But the interesting part is this was from a different shipping address, if I'm correct. I think so, because this one's Rhode Island. However, this one is Washington. So not sure exactly what's going on there, not positive. Maybe he can clarify if he decides to watch this video, but nevertheless. Now we're on to current day. We're back at $1,000 on 9 bids. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Here's 4E and 5.9. So what the heck happens here? Here, within 6 minutes, I'm not sure exactly. I don't know. At least the shipping's free. At least the shipping's free. Yeah, I saw this. Okay, this is what I was thinking. Okay, I tried to record this once. The focus with the new camera was off, so that's what I was thinking. So here's what I was looking at here. So I mentioned this in the last one that I tried to do, but apparently, I thought I saw that it was up at $1,000 already and then went back to $800. Proofs right here. It did go up here to $1,500 and $1,200 from different users than what we have here at the top. Or, I don't know. I don't know. This is bizarre. So, I don't know. Yeah, wow. Now, this one is at 400 with 6 bids. Did you guys just see that? Oh my goodness. That 500, what? And it's OC, and he was on the other listing. I just saw that. I just caught that live. I guess this one's at $150. It's 2020. I'm sorry guys, I'm just at a loss for words. Another retracted bid, so I don't know, man. This is crazy. This is such a weird situation. Wow. So to put it simply, guys, this is a bizarre situation. These two have retracted bids, and I don't know what to say. This is crazy what is going on right now. Because this is such a interesting item. I'm not saying that there is trolls to be had, but something has me feeling that just with these retractions and these price jumps and everything like that, I just don't know what to believe. That one, the $1,600 one, I believe that because we have proof. The other three that are presented here, I don't know. I am beyond shocked at what we are seeing here on the eBay platform. This is bizarre, but this video went on very long. But pretty much, long story short, to put it simply, the Delta CRJ-900 won the 400 scale situation. Price selling on eBay in the last month has got bizarre. I don't know what is going on, especially what I just caught live on camera with all these retractions. This is crazy, guys. So I don't know what to say. This is crazy. I'm gonna leave this here. We may look at a part 2 in the future, depending on what happens with all these price spikes and stuff. But if you have an idea, if you have any theories or anything like that, please let me know in the comment section. I would be so appreciative. But what we are seeing, guys, is crazy. There's nothing more to say about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This situation is bizarre, and there's nothing more to say about it. The Delta CRJ-900, nevertheless, is worth money, and it is a valuable item. And hopefully, maybe we'll get a re-release one day. But for the current time, we were watching these models go for random amounts of money, just on an interesting basis with all these retracts and everything. So I don't know. But if anybody has clarification, maybe I can make a better theory than the one I stated earlier, but I don't know. This is bizarre. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.